Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. The show is back. It's the Look Finance. What's this thing called? The Look Finance Monday Night Review Show with thanks to Vilic Law. It's been that long since I've read the name and I've forgotten all about it. All right, so I hope you've all been enjoying yourselves in the lockdown period and then back into the game with heaps of enthusiasm. I've got two very enthusiastic characters with me tonight. We've got the second best referee in the Lee household, Joey Lee. How are you?
Yeah, good, Darren. Yourself?
Yeah, good, mate. How'd you spend your lockdown?
Just trying to stay fit and ready for whatever the future comes. But outside of that, trying to follow the old Belarusian league, the only league not to shut down, and watch some old highlights, which is good.
You didn't do any home haircuts, did you?
Oh, mate, I'd be paying a lot to fix them up. I think an old one blade would have been the smartest option.
Good stuff. Welcome aboard. And Tony Georkas, you've come without the uniform tonight.
That's it. Out and about. Left it at home.
You've actually been pretty quiet on social media during this time, Tony. What have you been up to?
Kept a very low profile. That way I don't get into any strife.
Fair enough.
My nose clean for the time being until it all starts again. Then we'll see what happens.
Well, we're set to unleash the beast again tonight.
Well, I don't know about the beast. There's not much going on, is there? Apart from
no. Although we did see a bit of a surprise, heaps of new signings filtering through from a lot of the big clubs. I reckon any of the clubs that Cap 2, Cap 3 must be a real player drain at the moment as all the players move up the leagues and take their opportunities, but also a lot of players from Victoria coming home as well.
Yes. Well, it stops the flow. The flow's coming this way now, mate. Why would you stay in Melbourne?
Exactly. It's good to see. Good to see a few faces returning home.
There's no comp and no money.
Yeah, exactly. Who's caught your eye with the offset with the signings?
East.
Yeah, I see they had Jade North.
Yeah, a couple of others, big names there apparently as well. Don't know too much about them, but they're keen on them, and a lot of others are talking about them as well.
Exactly. They've signed players in both the men and the women. The women's side have picked up Alira Toby and Rosie Sutton, who's got W League experience. So great to see the Tigers coming out and pouncing.
Let's see if they pounce or they get pounced. You don't win anything on paper, Darren.
Exactly. Joey, what's caught your eye?
Obviously, Solizano going to the coast is an interesting one. But yeah, I think watching those movements, I thought it was a bit of a surprise, Tony. I see your expression. But yeah, obviously quite a few people coming up north while we still have a couple of leagues running, which is, I guess, I think you mentioned a little bit about the money, Tony. But yeah, good opportunities to maybe see some players cut their teeth on the what we've got left of a season, which will be good.
I just asked them, Gold Coast have any point system? Because they've got a bigger salary cap than the Sydney City Roosters. They'll be the next one to Sonny Bill Williams.
I think they've got a few juniors in their squad. So as a result, that really allows them the freedom to sign some players because the points with the juniors playing for the club holds you in good stead.
Okay. Well, I haven't been too close to the point system. I don't follow it that much, but geez, they haven't missed out on too many, have they?
Yeah, me neither. I can't say I'm an expert on it, but I know that's how Peninsula Power get through with their star-studded lineup. They've always got the few juniors that are always in the squad, so certainly helps.
What about that other boy they signed from Melbourne? He's not bad either. Gold Coast Knights. Sawyer? Did they sign him as well?
I think so, yeah.
Right.
Can't quite remember at the moment to put two and two together, but some good signings there for the Knights, and they've got their rescheduled match tomorrow night with Lions FC. How's your camera there, Tony?
Is it worth a drive to Lions tomorrow night to see the two dream teams?
So to correct you gentlemen quickly, if you turn up, you'll still see a cracking game. I think the women are on playing Southwest at Lions. The men's game's scheduled for Wednesday.
There we go.
But I don't think you'll be disappointed if you turn up tomorrow night either.
There's a bit of a hint, inside info. Hey? The Wednesday night Alliance. Nice Parmigiano. Bit of a punt.
Let's run through the games that actually did happen on the weekend, because we did get a few under our belts. It was in the NPL, Capalaba 0, Olympic 4. Great start there for Olympic. Redlands United 1, Moreton Bay United 1, Brisbane Strikers 1, Sunshine Coast Wanderers 1. What do you take from those results? I think everyone except Capalaba would be reasonably happy with that.
Didn't their goalkeeper get sent off?
Yeah, unfortunately, from what I could see in the highlights, 2 cautions, and yeah, it's just unlucky. Maybe a bit of rust. I know it's first game back up in Queensland, and he's been doing big things down in Melbourne. I know I went down and had the opportunity to be on the Vic NPL last year, and he was doing good things down there. It's a bit rough coming up here, playing 60 minutes, and unfortunately having an early shower.
And there was nil all at the time, but.
Yeah, Tony, exactly. I think might have turned the tide, unfortunately, at that point. Yeah.
So there you go. The surprise result from Redlands. I thought Moreton Bay would touch them up.
Okay, there you go. Of course, Jordan Manning, the new Redlands United coach, starts his campaign with a draw. Initially, he was struggling. He had about 12 players on his squad, but he's made plenty of signings and got plenty of bodies into the change room. So, good sign for Redlands. Let's move on to the FQPL. Southwest Queensland Thunder, big 5-2 victory over South United, and Logan Lightning 6-2 win over Southside Eagles. Plenty of goals in the FQPL.
Southside Eagles was signings too, but that didn't fire up.
Yeah, but let's face it, Logan Lightning have got a pretty stacked side, so might take Eagles a little bit of time to get going.
Would Logan be one of the favourites to win it?
They'd be one of the top teams, yes. Yeah, you'd put them in the certainly finals contenders.
Personally, I don't know what to think myself of the I keep reckoning this as I was speaking to you earlier, Darren, but obviously the Queensland Tier 2 League, I think if anything, it's going to be exciting. I won't put my opinions with teams because obviously I'm involved with it, but I've been pleasantly surprised by some of the football and some of the results, which, it's always good, knowing and having an idea who's going to win the league and who's going to come out for a strong game, but especially seeing how many goals just from 2 games. If it's going to be anything, at least it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. I went and saw Mitchelton play in their trial game a couple of weeks ago against Easts, and they gave as good as they got and were unlucky to end up with a draw. They were leading for most of that game, so another side to look out for. Anyway, on to the BPL. Bayside United 6, Brisbane Knights 0, and Taringa Rovers 8, North Star 0. Goals galore there and one-way traffic.
I spoke to a player from North Star last week, and they were very confident they're going to have a big year. I don't think that was in the schedule. And Neil Shalakin first up.
Right. All right. Moving on to Cap 1. Brisbane Athletic 4, Annerley 4, Sanford Rangers 0, the Lakes 2. Good result there for the Lakes.
Yeah, very interesting. I thought Terry would have a decent side up there, but it's only early days. People have been on the drink for the last 3 months.
That's true. Yeah, pretty hard to get to.
I know I've had it.
I agreed with you, Tony, until you got to the end there. I don't know too much about the players. Maybe you know a bit more than everyone else. But, Terry's always got a good culture and good coaching background. So that to me, I'd only just heard it then, Darren. And, yeah, that's a bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah.
The Lakes have got a pretty good squad, though. One result that was missing there, North Pine 1, Ipswich City 1. We did see the Football Brisbane highlights of that. They were put out a little earlier this afternoon. And looks to be plenty of chances on goal. but just the 1 goal each. All right, moving on to Cap 2. Pine Hills 1, North Brisbane 0, Slacks Creek 2, Clairvaux 0, Barden Latrobe 1, Oxley United 1, and Westside 1, Logan Metro 2. I want to speak to any of those results. I saw the Barden Latrobe Oxley United draw. That seemed to be a game of 2 halves, with Barden Latrobe looking good in the first half and then Oxley storming home in the second, but just unable to seal out the win. Did you catch any of those games or any of those results?
I need to get back out this weekend, so hopefully the referees will let me go into games and make my comments if I have to, you know. Where are you, Joey, this week?
I'll be out at Holland Park, mate, if you want to come give me a visit and say hello over the fence as you usually do. Make sure you know.
Sort of a character, you know that.
There's not many games you're at that we don't know you're there.
Thanks, fair enough.
That's true. All right, Cap 3, Jimboomba 1, Parkridge 5, Narangba United 16, Teviot Downs 0. Redcliffe PCYC 3, Brighton Bulldogs 2 in the local derby there. So good result there for the Redcliffe PCYC. But 16-0.
What's the point? That'd be not the drink, the other mob.
I think so. I mentioned there about players from the lower leagues taking their opportunities elsewhere. I wonder if Teviot Downs are struggling for numbers at the moment.
Where are they? I've never heard of that team. Where are they?
Out towards Ipswich way, Ipswich, Springfield, Bow Desert, kind of in that little nook of the woods.
How many teams are out that way?
If you look through at the moment, I'm pretty proud because I know I'm out in Logan, and those kind of Cap 3 teams are very heavily situated around my area. It's I wish I got the opportunity to get out to the games more because I know we got quite a few with Park Ridge, Logan Metro, Bethania, all those clubs. Even young Springfield, they're another club that are doing good things that are coming up through the ranks. So
Ripley
are doing great things. Always hear good news about them.
So yes, plenty of clubs out that way.
But maybe it's all hearsay, but I thought I was under the understanding that maybe a few players have migrated across to Narangba from possibly a bigger club over the past 12 months. That, as I said, hearsay through chatting with some friends, but I think not to discredit Teviot Downs, but I think Narangba might be one to watch over the next few years.
Okay, fair enough.
Nathan Walker is, of course, the coach at Narangba United, who was formerly at Caboolture. So we'll just let you connect the dots from there, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Gold Coast Premier League. There was one match played in that competition. Broadbeach United 2, Rabina 4. In the Sunshine Coast Premier League, the Biwa Glasshouse and Noosa, two of the probably top teams in the competition, had a 4-4 draw. In the MPLW, Brisbane Roar and Mitchelton were the only match, and Brisbane Roar came away with that one with a 4-3 win. I saw the highlights on that, and it was just long-range goals. Keepers just needed to be an inch taller to make these saves. It was just high balls everywhere. It's almost like a junior match.
I was at. Oh, sorry, you go, Tony.
I've got a new work colleague where I am at, and he's very confident with his side. You know who it is, Darren?
No.
They were Capalaba coach.
Oh, have you?
He's the new work colleague of mine, Mr. Sky.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. He's very confident, mate.
Should be. They've had some trial games where the results haven't exactly gone their way. So interesting to keep an eye on them. But I watched Mitchelton play a trial game against the Gap a couple of weeks ago as well, and Mitchelton looked to be a little bit off. They just seem to be really out of sync. But so that result doesn't surprise me at all with the Raw getting the points there. But a couple of weeks off from hitting peak form.
I reckon we're 5 weeks away from getting any decent. Once some people get fit, we'll start getting proper results. I reckon the first 4 or 5 weeks, we're going to get a lot of blowouts.
Yep.
I've got to say, from seeing this game, I was actually there in person. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to get out on the pitch myself, but took the opportunity to get out and see a game close to home. And, I know there was quite a few long-range efforts, a couple of own goals, but both teams looked very strong. And I think the young QAS Raw girls, a lot of potential there, especially quite a few junior Matildas. I think, in past years where they weren't as competitive, they showed some really good character and, got away with a win here where other years that might not have occurred.
Great to see games at Meakin Park again.
Absolutely.
There you go. All right. Moving on to the BWPL, Peninsula Power 5, the Lakes 2 and a local derby there. UQFC 5, Broadbeach 0. Now, I watched the highlights of that Power Lakes game. I think 6 of the 7 goals was a blunder, some sort of mistake that created the opportunity, and the goals just flowed. And that was definitely a round 1 result. Anyway, that's that.
I'm waiting for Tony. He's always got 2 cents. It's
I haven't got 2 cents in when it comes to the women's NPL or BPL. I haven't been to a game for 10 years.
You got to get out there, Tony. They're getting better and better. We got a World Cup coming up, mate. The women's football.
That's if I'm still in Australia, I'll get involved. If I'm not still in Australia, I'll watch it from overseas.
Tony, come back. I'll shout you a ticket. You can come watch a game with me.
Yeah,
you come back. We'll go watch a game.
I have to go back to Cyprus in 2021.
I've heard a rumour that Tony's been invited to the Lakes this weekend for a match, and there's a beer waiting for him at the bar.
That rumour is correct, actually. I have been invited to Lakes this weekend. Yes.
There you go. Looking forward to your report next week, Tony.
Are you going to go there too?
We'll see. We'll see. I might be actually going away this weekend, but that's neither here nor there. All right. So all the games that weren't played on the weekend, they're being caught up over the next day or two. So if you weren't mentioned tonight and you want to get to a game, check out your club's Facebook page, because they'll be being played over the next day or two. Joey, have you been that's right. You've got a game tomorrow night, haven't you?
Wednesday, yes. But, a couple of catch-ups during the week. So I think a bit more of a crammed schedule than usual.
Very good. And Tony, as a Man United fan, do you know the name Kyle Nix?
Heard of it.
All right. Kyle Nix is actually the Gympie United coach. I'll be interviewing him on Wednesday night, and he actually spent a bit of time at Man United. I know a little bit about his story, but I don't want to know too much. I want to keep it all fresh in my mind. But anyone who's a Man United fan, look out for that interview.
If I don't go to Lions, I'll watch it.
You'll have plenty of time to watch it, Tony.
Last time I went to Lions, I had to sit in the back of a van behind the wiring.
Why is that?
Because we took some drums and a megaphone with us, and we weren't allowed to come to the ground. Because, football in Brisbane has now become like a church service. You just go and shut up for 90 minutes. So, yes, we weren't allowed in the ground.
I see.
It was a Mitchelton Lions semi-final, and they didn't let us in. We sat in the back car park behind the wiring with a megaphone and drums.
Did you ask nicely, Tony?
I would have to ask nicely there, mate. I was paying to get in. What's the problem with having atmosphere at games?
No problem. I agree with you 100%, mate.
What's the drum going to do in a megaphone? Is it going to upset some of the comments that we were making? It made it worse when they didn't let us in, because we were just using the megaphone for all sorts of obscenities. So there you go.
There it is. And that's why they kept you out.
You go to games and there's no atmosphere.
Yeah.
I went to Mitchelton and Olympic last week. You know what upset me even more? There was no Greeks watching the Olympic game. I knew that normally all the Greeks that travel with them would be there. Didn't show up last week.
Maybe they're saving themselves for this week.
I think they're away game this week, aren't they?
They've got Wanderers up the sunny coast, don't they?
Oh, it might be a drive. Sunday afternoon stroll up the highway.
Packed lunch.
Open up the lunch there.
Right? What do you think of the
So-
striker performance?
For the
What do you think of the strikers' performance?
I didn't watch it. I'm sorry.
It might be. I don't know. They're going to struggle this year, I think.
So just seeing their league standing, it's a bit interesting. But they had last year. They had a late run, didn't they? And I think they used that momentum obviously into the cup. So you know, I guess horses for courses. Everyone, you know, it's hard to tell. And luckily, there's no cup this year, which I know a lot of us will be a bit bummed about, myself especially. But you know, it's hard to pick, and you know, we've already seen it. This has been a introductory round that's different to no other, I think, from what I've seen on the pitch. There's a lot of rust and too early to call, maybe, Tony.
Yeah. It is too early, but they've only got 1 point. And you don't want to be chasing your tail with 4 or 5 to go.
All right, gentlemen, let's leave it there. Thank you very much for your attendance this evening. This is the Look Finance Monday Night Review Show with thanks to Vilic Law. Tony and Joey, we'll hopefully see you guys next week.
We'll be there.
Thanks for having us.
See you,
Thank you,
Darren. See you.
guys. Thank you.